So you're thinking about moving to Bend, Oregon, and you want to learn more about yet another distinctive neighborhood in Bend. Well, today we're going to be in the southeast part of Bend. That's the name of the neighborhood, one of 13 different distinctive neighborhoods here in town. We'll do a vlog style video. We're in the truck right now. We're zipping around this neighborhood. So if this part of town and this neighborhood sounds like it's for you, stick around. We're going to be getting after this tour of the southeast part of Bend right now.
If this is your first time on the channel and you'd like to know everything there is to know about living, eating, sleeping, playing, the good and the bad of Bend, Oregon, and the surrounding areas, subscribe to the channel and tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about what the heck's going on around here in Bend. My name is Zach Nutter. This is Ryan Rudloff, both licensed brokers with eXp Realty in the state of Oregon. We've lived here for over 30 years and we absolutely love it. So whether you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. We'd love to connect with you, help you make a smooth move here to Central Oregon. With that being said, you're probably wondering why the heck we're sitting in my truck. Well, it's windy as heck out today. It's bluebird skies, but we're gonna drive around. We're gonna talk in the truck as we're kind of cruising around. We'll get out, we'll take some B-roll, we'll show you around this wonderful neighborhood, but we wanted to make sure you have good audio quality. So today's video, we're gonna shoot mostly inside the truck and then show you what's going on around us.
So like Zach said in the intro, we are in the southeast pocket of Bend here. We got our trusty, dusty neighborhood sheet up here in front of us right now. And if you look at the far right bottom corner, that little blue pocket, that's the southeast Bend neighborhood. That's what we're gonna be focusing on today. So we are super excited to show you guys around. There are multiple, maybe up to a dozen different subdivisions that comprise the southeast pocket of Bend. And like we've talked about in previous videos, Bend is ever expanding. It's growing at a very alarming clip right now, and a lot of the new development, including commercial development, is going to be focused in on this southeast pocket of Bend. So what we're going to do now is just kind of zip around the neighborhood, show you guys a little bit of the subdivisions that are made up of this southeast pocket of Bend here. We've got new schools. We've got the Caldera High School that just opened up 2 years ago.
New park.
We've got Alpenglow Park, a brand new park right next to Caldera High School, in addition to the fact that there will be a new middle school going in near Caldera High School over the next couple of years. So this is a very hot area right now in Bend, and it's going to continue to grow over the coming years. That's where the UGB has done most of its expansion over the last few years as well. So this is a very interesting area of town.
Well, and also, I think Ryan did a video on this not too long ago. They just bought like 400 or 500 acres, Bend Park and Rec, right on the most southeastern part of town over by Rickard Road, where they're going to build another massive park. So it's going to have sports complexes, it's going to have pickleball, it's going to have soccer, it's going to have baseball, flag football, it'll probably have the frisbee golf, like all of that stuff, like another massive complex. So we're gonna buzz around. We'll show you all these neighborhoods. We're gonna be in the truck today because it is super windy, and we hope you enjoy this video. All right, so we are in Mountain Pine. Mountain Pine and Stonegate both sit right on the edge of Bend Golf and Country Club. So this neighborhood, this southeast neighborhood, has essentially 3 golf courses. So Lost Tracks is actually just on the outskirts of the southeast neighborhood. But you've got Bend Golf and Country Club, which is a private club, amazing golf, one of the best courses in Bend. And then you've got the Old Back Nine, which used to be Mountain High. It used to be one of the premier golf courses in Bend, and there was a squabble between the homeowners and the people that ran the golf course, and they let the golf course go. So they let one whole side, they let both 18 or both nines go. They ended up rebuilding one of the nines, which is now considered the Old Back Nine, which is in this southeast neighborhood. The other 9 is now just bare land. A lot of people take their dogs out there, ride bikes out there, all that kind of stuff. But you do have 2 great golf courses, and then you have Lost Tracks. Some of the nicest houses in Bend are on Lost Tracks Golf Course. It's a nice golf course. It's a public golf course. It's got a lot of dog legs. We call it Los Dog Legs. It's a fun track. There's a lot to it. But so as you see, when we're going through mountain pine here, a lot of old growth pine trees. We're very close to the south end of town. We're almost at the most southern end of Bend right now. If you can jump on the highway from here really quick, get out to Sun River. You can go to Mount Bachelor this direction as well. Lapine, if you're cruising down to California, this is the best route to go. So there's lots of different pockets of neighborhoods. You'll find homes over here from the 40s and 50s, but you'll find a lot of new construction around here. You find a lot of new homes. They're getting ready to build a new park and rec little park over here by the golf course. There's just a lot around here. You've got a whole commercial area, our Walmart, Safeway. There's a whole bunch of commercial stuff over here as well. You'll find a Ross. There's a bunch of little restaurants. It's a really cool little area of town. We're on the southernmost part, but we're passing by right now. A lot of the old houses that were originally built on the golf course. Bend Golf Club was built in 1925. It was originally a 9-hole golf course. It's now a full 18 holes. It's my favorite course. My wife and I have been members there for about 7 years. Really great track. But there's also some good affordable housing in this neighborhood. But a lot of development going on around here. So we're going to buzz you around, show you more of these. We're going to show you all the little neighborhoods in and out of here. And then, we'll see you on the next little stop here.
So we're just right next to the Bend Golf Club right now. And this is a brand new development that we're zipping through right here. This just came onto the scene over the last couple of years. But ultimately speaking, like Zach talked about in just a few minutes ago, this part of town is interesting because homes are as old as 1930, 1940, and Bend was incorporated back in 1910. So it's like the old Bend neighborhood, the River West neighborhood, some of those homes downtown on the river they're as old as Bend is, but this pocket of town actually saw developments taking place as old as 1920, 1930, and this golf club, like Zach just alluded to, is almost 100 years old.
Yeah, so this neighborhood, actually, they named it 1925. So for the year Bend Golf Club was built, developed, it was a 9-hole course like we talked about, but they named the neighborhood after that, paying homage to it. These are amazing. They're townhomes. They range from like $750,000 to $1 million, but they're beautiful. They have big high ceilings. When you go in and they look like a custom-built $1 million home. Tall ceilings, all the bells and whistles, solid surface countertops, large fireplaces. Really, really neat. If you're into golf, you can take your golf cart right across the street to one of the best golf courses in Bend. Really, really like 1925. It's a cool neighborhood. Very turnkey, low maintenance yards. They're beautiful houses and centrally located. If you're into golf, there's lots of shopping nearby and everything else. So we'll buzz you around, show you the little bit of the golf course. The firehouse is right across the way, so you do get some sirens and stuff from time to time. They're also building a massive neighborhood across the street. I believe that's going to be part of Countryside. So we'll take you through Countryside. They're going to build a whole nother development here. There's Hidden Hills. There's so much to the southeast neighborhood. It's a really big chunk of land. If you look at a lot of the other neighborhoods that we've covered so far, they're kind of skinny slivers, this is actually a pretty large piece of land, lots of room for development.
Like we talked about earlier, this is the portion of town, the southeast part, where the city of Bend really is trying to give a lot of attention to over the coming years. We talked about how Caldera High School was installed here 2 years ago. We've got Jewel Elementary School here that's just a couple thousand feet away from where we're driving right here. We've got Alpenglow Park, which is a 35-acre park that was just installed. And also what Zach talked about earlier is that the Bend Park and Rec District acquired roughly 430 acres last summer to develop a brand new pine nursery style park in the coming years. And so this portion of town is seeing a lot of new attention from the city of Bend. A lot of the land has been zoned for commercial development. We're going to see a lot of just new development in general over the coming years in this pocket of town, similar to what we saw on the west side of town in the early 2000s. So if you've been around long enough, or you have seen what Bend has become on the west side, the southeast side could be the next version of what happens next in Bend as it relates to what happened to the west side of Bend 20 some years ago. So this is exciting, especially you could be a first-time home buyer, you could be an investor, but this is the area of Bend that's going to see a lot of just new change over the next couple of years. It's going to be pretty exciting to watch. So we're going to keep driving around to show you guys what it is today, but also give you guys hints as to what could be coming in the future.
So another interesting little thing to know about some of the homes over here, not many of them, but there's a select few homes. A lot of the homes here are on septic, but there's several homes over there off of like Par and what's the
Fairway.
other? There's Fairway and Par. Several of the homes over there are on septic, but their septic system is actually a lava tube. So a very unique circumstance, but definitely something that you want to have checked out, understand. But just something very interesting and unique to this side of town. When I first heard that, I could not believe that, hey, yeah, your disposal goes into a lava tube. So very interesting, very unique, but not normal, but something definitely to know if you're looking at houses over off that Fairway Drive.
We know inspectors that actually specialize in inspecting lava tube septic tanks too.
That's
so
not true. We
make
don't.
sure
There's no.
you reach out to us when it comes to something like this in this particular neighborhood.
That's not true. There's no. I don't think there's any septic.
That's a
guys
joke.
that specialize.
It's a joke. It's a joke. We'll keep the trail going.
We're in Timber Ridge now. Unique neighborhood. There's no fences in here. So they're good sized lots, but it almost feels like common area in between all the houses. So your HOA fees pay for all the yard maintenance. So you can't have fences. So if you have animals, dogs, things like that, it can be a little difficult. But it's a really unique area. Older homes, 70s, 80s style homes, but big lots, lots of spaces in between the homes, but no fences. It also is right on the edge of Bend Golf and Country Club. There are several homes all along the second hole and part of the third hole. There are homes that are from this area, this Timber Ridge area, that you will find on Bend Golf Club. So I'll show you some footage of these. One of our best friends actually grew up in that house right there. We had all kinds of summertime parties and stuff in this little park over here. So really neat area. We're excited to show you Timber Ridge.
Okay, so we're a little bit further east now in the southeast subdivision or neighborhood. That is one of the 13 distinctive neighborhoods in Bend. But where we're at now is called Easton. We did a video on this a couple months ago in the summer, talking about some of the new construction going on here in this subdivision, and it's just really taken off since that video alone. This is a Polish Homes neighborhood, one of the premier builders in our Central Oregon area. And so we are right in the middle of Easton now, and we're going to be going into another already established subdivision called The Bridges, also by Polish homes. And that's what's interesting about this particular part of town, is that Polish Homes has basically acquired a lot of the acreage that's available for development in this part of town right now. And they're putting in not just hundreds of homes, but thousands of homes. We're just right to the northeast of the Caldera High School and the Alpenglow Park. But this is a subdivision now with brand new homes, and you get a feel for what this type of neighborhood looks like within the southeast neighborhood.
So Polish does a great job with all their amenities. So in their neighborhoods, usually you'll find swimming pools, gyms, all kinds of clubhouses. So the Bridges has a full indoor basketball court, a game room, a gym, a beautiful outdoor pool. Pool's closed half the year, if not a little bit more than that, but they've got some great amenities. With those, you do have decently high HOA fees. So HOA here, I think, is around $150 a month. I have a feeling it'll be very similar in the Easton neighborhood. They've got a big splash pad. I don't think they're going to have the big indoor gym, but they're going to have a big splash pad, pool, clubhouse, a lot of really great stuff. But Polish is really good at building kind of these communities that bring people together. They're a lot of fun. Some of the houses are a little closer. Petrosa.
We did Petrosa,
yeah,
a month or two back.
But they build great communities. They do cut out a lot of the trees when they first start, but as you can tell, like as we're going through here, the first phase that they built in here was done in 2005, but you drive through it now and it's got some beautiful looks like old growth trees. It just feels like a real community, decent sized yards. As the neighborhoods go, some of the lots get smaller just because land has gotten more expensive as time's gone on. But Polish builds a great neighborhood. They do a really good job of planning it all out. The other thing that's really cool about this, right across the street from the new 33-acre Alpenglow Park, it's right next to the brand new high school they just built. Ryan alluded to earlier in the video that they are going to be putting a middle school. We believe that's the plan anyway. Mm-hmm. They're talking about some mixed-use commercial in this area. Currently, you've got High Desert Middle School down the way. You've got Jewel Elementary. So there's lots of great schools. There's lots of amenities nearby. You're just minutes from downtown, from the old mill district. It's a really great area. I live on the southeast side of town. I love it over here. You're close to Bend High. Talked about downtown. The Butte's really close. Pretty much everything in Bend's only 15 minutes at most, to get from one side to the other. So it's not like if you're on the southeast side of town, you're never going to go to the northwest side of town. It's just not how it works.
The south side of town historically has been kind of like the forgotten part of town. Whether you lived on the northeast side or the deep east side, all roads typically led to like the downtown, the old mill area, or the west side of Bend. But that's really not the case with the southeast side of town anymore, as we're seeing the development taking place before our eyes. So that's what's interesting about the current state of affairs with this part of town and the construction and the development. There's just so much attention being given to this particular area of town right now. And so Zach talked about how some of the land has been zoned for commercial. And so I'm excited personally just to see what goes in over the coming years from a commercial standpoint. What type of grocery stores, what type of restaurants, what type of other types of businesses that are going to be going in on this part of town, just to kind of give it that full character that the west side has already in existence. So we're seeing it happen before our eyes now, and it's going to be fun to watch the development as it unfolds over the coming years.
So there's over 13 subdivisions in this southeast part of town, this southeast neighborhood, and they range from you've got Mountain High that's got, again, big open spaces. It's got the back nine golf course. You've got the Bridges that's a little bit more of a new subdivision with a community feel to it. You've got little pockets, like, what was that one we were in today? Is that Blue Mountain?
Blue Ridge.
Blue Ridge. It has a much more feeling like this. And then you've got Timber Ridge that has that big open feeling with the community yards. There's so many different kinds of housing in the southeast neighborhood. The other thing that I love about this is Reed Market's just up the road, and up until last year, you pretty much had to use Reed Market to get east-west on this side of town. They just completed Murphy all the way through, put an overpass over the train tracks, because Reed Market does not have an overpass over the train tracks, and you could get stopped by a train 15-20 minutes. It's awful, especially when you're not used to any kind of traffic in town, and your commute that takes 5 minutes is now 20 minutes. So they did an overpass there. It took a long time to put it together, but you don't have to deal with the train as much being on this far southeast side of Bend.
So now we're entering the Alpenglow Park area, brand new 33-acre park that was just installed maybe 2 summers ago. And this park has amenities that other parks in our area just simply don't have, whether it be the splash pad or the off-leash dog park, or just the biking and hiking trails that zip around the entire proximity of the property. And additionally, there's also rock climbing walls too. And I don't think there's another park in town that actually has that type of amenity. So again, just very unique to Bend in general, but it's also just right here in the southeast pocket of Bend. We're going to show you guys some of the park here, as well as zipping over to where the high school is to wrap up the video. Okay, so that's gonna wrap up today's video about the southeast part of Bend. Hopefully this gave you guys a better understanding of some of the neighborhood makeup, some of what's going on in this pocket of Bend right now as we continue our series on the 13 distinctive neighborhoods of Bend, Oregon.
So we hope you enjoyed it. This is like the Texas-sized neighborhood of Bend. It's the biggest one. So if you'd like to see more parts of this southeast side of Bend, we'd love to show them to you. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have ideas for videos, things you'd like to see, please let us know. We want to shoot them for you. We're going to do a whole series where we go through every subdivision in Bend. It's going to take us a year to do. There's hundreds of them. But we're going to show you all the subdivisions in Bend. So we're going to take what we're doing on a high level, and we're going to start breaking it down into individual neighborhoods, getting more detailed, showing you more of the actual details of those subdivisions. But for now, this is the southeast neighborhood. We hope you enjoyed it. If you have not yet, subscribe to the channel, tap the bell for notifications, give us a holler. We'd love to chat with you guys. Thank you so much for watching the video.